Hello and welcome to an evening with HappiLeeErin. Hi, how are you doing?
Hi,
It's
I'm good.
awesome. It's really good to have you here today. Usually, how we start these is just by asking what you do on YouTube and just for you explaining to us. So,
Okay.
explain your YouTube channel.
My name is Happily Erin. I love puns, and so I did a pun on my maiden name, which is really great. And I do anime reviews, and I host a podcast called MangaPod Book Club, where me and my friend Dodger, Press Start to Continue, and Yokorama Game Talk, and Fighting for a New Pwn, we talk about a manga or a part of a manga every single week for about an hour to an hour and a half, which is super duper fun. I do anime first impressions as well as anime reviews, and I do Kuroko no Basuke, sometimes weekly episode reviews. It depends if I have something to talk about. And I also do a lot of mental health awareness stuff. So
Cool.
that's me.
That's cool, and all of the links are going to be just below in the description when you want to check Erin out. Okay.
Ha, holla.
So, I know you also do some video editing for Polaris. So,
Yes.
how did you get into all of that?
I've been editing since I actually got into editing, just going throwing it way back. I got into editing when I was like 7, and I would take VHS tapes and sounds really silly, but I would record like Dragon Ball Z and Sailor Moon and Whose Line Is It Anyway? And then I would go back in and edit them by using two VCRs and hooking them up and having one play and having the other record, and it was just a mess. But that's how I first started doing it. And then I found out when we first got a computer that they have like programs for you to do that. And so I didn't know what I was doing, but I taught myself Premiere, like one of the very first premieres, and
Mm.
I did so by editing anime music videos. Like
Okay.
super, it was like ghetto anime music videos because I would pull out other people's anime music videos and then get random music that was never good quality and then put it together, and so there'd be like people's watermarks all over. But I was like 11 and it looked amazing to me. And so that's how I first started doing it. And then when I was trying to figure out what I wanted to do as a career, I lived in Lincoln, Nebraska, and so there's not
Yeah.
much you can do with video editing out there. And I was going to the University of Nebraska Lincoln, and I was minoring in film editing and studying I was going to be a human resource manager. Like that was my backup plan. I was like, well, I guess I'll do that. And so I was minoring in editing, but I had only done like one theater class, and then my boyfriend at the time, soon to be fiance, came out to LA to visit Maker Studios, and he happened to mention that I was going to school for editing. And they said, well, we're so small right now that we actually are looking for more editors, and we'd be willing to teach her stuff if she wanted to come out and do kind of like an intern thing. And so I came out here, dropped out of school, came out here and started as kind of an intern, and then learned everything that I know. And now I work for Polaris. I had to work my way up and learn everything, but that's how I did it. Sorry, that was a long-winded answer.
No, that's fine. It's like lots of
But
details. So it's like
yeah.
obviously Maker's the sort of umbrella company that
Mhm.
owns TGS on our Polaris. Um,
Yes. Yeah.
so I think I heard you mention in one of your manga pods. Do you do the scripting for the Daily Bite as well, or was I just hearing things?
I contributed like one story before. I was like, there needs to get an anime. There needs to be an anime story in there. So I did that. But we have designated writers. But they gave me a lot of control with Daily Bite, which is why there are so many anime gifs in there. And you'll notice that over the last few weeks there haven't been nearly as many, and that's because I
Yeah.
actually haven't been editing the last few weeks. But they gave me a lot of control over it, and so I was able to kind of do humor and all of that. And Dodger is just so funny to me, and her have the same sense of humor anyway, that made it a lot easier too. So I just kind of took control of editing side of the show, but I didn't do any of the scripting. We had some writers do that.
Oh,
So
fair enough.
yeah.
Fair enough. So going on about because obviously you love your manga.
I don't
So
know what you mean. Oh, hang on, I covered it. No, there we
no
go.
worst.
There we go. I was
So
like, no, that's so like I'm not gonna lay my hand over it because I use coffee cups wrong. But
So
anyway, your question?
how did your your love of manga sort of start?
My brother. I have an older brother who is 2 years older, 2.5 years older than me. And he got really into Sailor Moon and Dragon Ball Z and all of that.
Mm.
And so I wanted to be just like my brother when I was younger. And so anything he liked, I liked.
Yeah.
Like his favorite color was my favorite color. His favorite food was my favorite food. And so when he got into Sailor Moon and Dragon Ball Z, he really got me into it. And then like me and him would just watch anime and all that together. And then I went to the bookstore one time and I saw a book that looked like an anime, but in book form, which I later learned are called manga. But it was DN Angel. And so I ended up, DN Angel was one of the first manga I ever read. And so that, and like, it was really good and I absolutely loved it. So that kind of started it. And then when I got sick, I was sick when I was 11 through like 14. And so I was bedridden, and my dad, to get me to like pass the time, would buy me Shonen Jump, like the thick issues that were like this thick. And so he would always buy me those. And so I started to get into like Naruto and Yu-Gi-Oh! I can't remember what, there was some other ones in there, but Naruto and Yu-Gi-Oh! Were the ones that really stuck from there. So it just became, then it just, it's just become this. It's become this now. This.
Awesome. So going on from that again, and just sort of twisting and turning a bit.
Yeah.
Obviously, you're coming to England next year for Gemucon.
Yeah.
So have you got anything planned for a sort of Gemucon tour at all?
Oh gosh, we've been talking about it. Like we've been trying to decide where we want to go. Like, cause like last year we did London and Bath and all of that. Jesse and I did. But we're trying to decide like Ireland or some other place. I'm not sure. But I'm hoping we do something, because it was super fun last year, and I was bummed I couldn't go to Gemucon. But hopefully we can change. Like I'm going to Gemucon this year, so hopefully we can do something else. It'd be really fun.
Yeah, it'd be really cool to actually meet you in person, other than just like
Yeah.
webcam as well. So cool.
Via the Skypes.
Via the Skypes, like the high quality Skypes.
So high quality. I'm just like, I don't even know what the camera makes me look like. Like half the time on MangaPod, I end up being a totally different color than I am. I'm like, darn you, Skype. I'm not that jaundiced. I don't look that yellow in real life. I promise. Yeah, hopefully we get to do something for Gemucon. I'm really excited about it. I'm really looking forward to it.
It should be really cool, hopefully.
Yeah, it'll be really fun.
So, how do you actually like meet Dodger and Jesse?
It was through the game station, through Polaris. Like when Jesse moved out here, that's when I met him. Brooke and I, we met via Husky StarCraft.
Oh, yeah.
We've told this story a few times, but it like never gets old. But when Mike first moved out here, he was living with David, my husband, and I, and because he and David started the game station. My husband actually was one who started the game station with Mike and HD StarCraft. And so he was living with us, and Brooke was obviously a very good friend of his. And so we were at Buffalo Wild Wings, which is like a chicken wing bar kind of place, and we were watching a Nebraska football game. And Mike's not interested in football, so he wasn't really paying attention, and he was texting Brooke. And then he mentioned that Brooke liked Supernatural. And so I was like, she what? And so I took his phone and just texted her, hey girl, I hear you like Supernatural. We should like be friends and stuff. And then we just started talking to one another. And then we discovered that each of us, after she moved out here, that we both loved anime, and it just became like this. We just became besties. So it was involved. Yeah.
That is an awesome backstory. I like that.
Yeah, I love her. She is fantastic.
Awesome. Okay, so going on from everything, if you were given a time machine and you could, you could visit one place and one place only, like the past or the future, where would you want to go?
Oh golly, there's so many places.
I know.
I would want to go. I've always been really interested in like ancient Rome or ancient Greeks. So one of those places. I
One
would
of
go
those.
there. Yeah, because
Okay.
their clothes were really cool and the way everybody acted was always very interesting to me. It's just so different. And so I don't know, I'd be really interested, like going to the Colosseum. Not that I like seeing people listen. I like seeing people die in manga, but it's not like I want to see people die in real life. But I still think it'd be kind of cool to get a Colosseum and see that whole stuff. But yeah, probably there because I don't know where I'd want to be in the future. I'd be like future or somewhere. If I could be with the doctor sometime in the future, then I would pick that.
Yes. Oh, speaking of, did you over in America? Yeah, oh, of course you did. Get the 50th anniversary episode.
He did, but I haven't had a chance to watch it yet. I haven't
Ah.
had a chance to watch it yet, but I know I'm gonna just be mind blown over it. But I haven't had a chance to watch it yet. David and I both we watch it together. There's a lot of stuff where David and I make pacts where we can't watch anything without the other one, and neither of us have like had schedule meet up where we could both long enough watch it. Hopefully this weekend sometime we'll get to watch it.
So it's another thing you need to watch then.
Oh golly, I have so many. It's ridiculous. Every time I look, I'm just like, the list, it just keeps growing.
It's going on and on forever.
It never ends. Especially with anime. The
Oh,
list
God.
of anime I have to watch is just ridiculous.
Such a
Scary.
chore, isn't it?
I know. Such a chore to watch anime. That's ridiculous.
If you could pick one person as like a mentor to you, fictional, non-fictional, who would you pick?
Oh golly, I'm so bad at answering these kind of questions. Oh no. There's so many. There's so many that I can't even think of one. Oh no, this is the worst. Oh no.
Such a high pressure environment.
The doctor. I would pick the doctor.
Which one? Which the Doctor?
David Tennant's.
Oh, good choice.
Yep, that's who I would pick. He has so many great lines about loving people and about everyone being equal and about what it means to survive. And oh gosh, obviously, that wasn't hard.
I think the thing that sold like Tennant for me is like this is a spoiler for anyone who's not seen like the first one he's ever in.
Oh, okay. I was like, don't say anything about the
This
50th.
is a spoiler for
the.
It's gone. It's not really, but when he quotes the Lion King quote, and it's just like, look, that's it.
Look, wait, hold on. Look, I don't know if it's backwards for you, but I'm wearing a Lion King shirt, so that's kind of serendipitous. But yes, he's the best. He played the Doctor so well. He was made for that role. I thought that Matt Smith definitely played a really good different Doctor, but David Tennant is the Doctor for me. So
Yeah.
he's who I would pick for my mentor.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
All right, and then slightly easier then. If a zombie apocalypse were to happen, and you were gonna have to grab one weapon, what would you choose?
I'm gonna die no matter what. So maybe, like, I'm not gonna survive a zombie apocalypse. David would agree with me, but I would pick a hammer probably.
A
'Cause
hammer.
Just swing. No, a katana sword. I want a sword. Give me a sword. I want a sword.
I was gonna say
I don't want
a hammer's got like
a.
a reach about that. Oh,
Listen,
God.
if they grab me, I can just start hitting them in the face before they bite me. It'd be great. Katana. I want a katana.
Katana, yeah, no,
That's fine. Or throwing stars, so that I could just like be from a distance, just throwing. I'm trying to think of some way I could survive for at least 5 minutes.
In this zombie apocalypse, then you've managed to survive with your katana and throwing stars somehow.
Somehow. Very important part of that. Somehow.
But you've then been like stranded on a desert island. But you've managed to take a person, a CD, a piece of some sort of food, and a book, and another item with you. We can assume that you've got some sort of CD player.
Okay.
What would they be?
Okay, we'll have to go over it again. But person would have to be my husband because cheesy romance and stuff. But I really like him.
Sorry, so I really like him.
You know, adequate amount. There's an adequate amount of like involved in our marriage. So David, what was the next one? A CD?
CD, yeah.
The Lion King soundtrack.
Okay,
It's
good
just
choice.
inspirational.
Yeah.
Will get you through the day. A book.
A book, yeah.
Um. Could it be? The manga? Does the manga count?
Oh. See, now I thought of this beforehand, and I was like, would I let
She's gonna pull this.
would I let her take a whole manga or just one chapter?
One volume.
One volume.
Oh.
Ah.
Fine, we won't count that. I would say The Stranger by Albert Camus because he's my favorite author.
Okay, what's that about?
It's it's about this guy who, it's actually maybe not a good book to bring to a desert island, but it's one of my favorites, so I'd be able to reread it a lot. It's about a guy who basically just hates life and is very apathetic about life. And just seeing from his point of view, like what happens, and it's just about how indecision can lead to mistakes and like how people react to them. So, maybe not a good book to bring to a desert island, but
I don't know.
it's my favorite.
I suppose you could learn from his mistakes while you're on the desert island. Like, I shouldn't be depressed. Make the most out of the situation here.
Yes, there we go.
That's
We'll say
it.
that.
So-
Or I would bring the entire series of Kuroko no Basket and you can't stop me.
No. Okay, so you've got a food stuff, and a sort of other luxury item.
Oh, food. Is it like an endless amount of the same food, or is it just one item of the food?
Yeah, you can have an endless amount if you somehow manage to like pack an endless amount on your.
Japanese hamburger steak with curry.
What?
It's my favorite meal in the entire world. Japanese hamburger steak with curry.
I'm gonna have to look one of those. Is that like literally a burger with
No,
steak in?
it's like
Or
a
is it-
slab of ground beef, kind of like a meatloaf.
Yeah.
But it's has very different kind of seasoning, and then curry is just like Japanese curry. It's very sweet and it's delicious, and it's my favorite thing in the world.
I'm gonna have to look one of these up and be like,
Yeah.
it's
Japanese curry and hamburger steak. I'm telling
Okay.
you,
So-
I'm addicted to it.
All right.
Guys,
So that's your food, and then you've just got your sort of luxury item left now.
I would bring brown sugar and fig lotion from Bath and Body Works because I'd like to smell good.
That is such a girly answer.
There's so many things. Listen, there are so many things. But if you bring a cell phone, if you bring a computer, they're gonna die right away. Like you don't have anything to plug it into. You already have a CD player. Have David. Conversation. Maybe I just want to smell good for David. That's all.
Done.
Big.
Okay,
Done.
done.
I'm done.
You've got 'em.